to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome to The Changing Stage, music gear talk from the manufacturers and musicians who define the biz. Here's your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
There we are. We are back again. You are with the Changing Stage radio show powered by WS Radio Networks and brought to you by the folks over at musicpower.com, where real musicians help you with real gear. And like always, we have an amazing show for you today. We have some incredible talents. This show is all about the bass player. In fact, we have one of the most talented bass players that's out right now, Mr. Eric E.Q. Young. And we also have a fantastic custom bass manufacturer. This man has made one of the most stellar basses that I've had the chance to get my hands on, which is the Moore basses. And we'll be bringing him in the fourth segment. Actually, we'll be talking with him a little bit on the third segment with Eric. Eric, are you there?
Good morning, Florentino. How you doing, brother?
Oh, what's up, man? How you doing, bro?
I'm real good, man.
Are you in the Bay Area, or are you on the road somewhere?
I'm home. I'm in Sacramento.
You're in Wait a second. I thought you were in Bay, man. Are you from Sacramento?
Carmichael.
You're from?
Well, I'm not from Sac, but I'm from the Bay Area, but I live in Carmichael.
You know what? That is so funny. You know I'm from Sacramento, right?
I know. I listened to your show with Bobby G. I said, wow, small world.
That is. I for some reason, I thought, you were going to tell me Richmond or Vallejo because of, all the relations that you have over there. In fact, folks, I'm sorry. It's like old home week when you meet somebody that you didn't realize that you probably knew, but you know.
Yeah.
Eric is a tremendous talent, bass player, a guitar player, multi-instrumentalist. He's been around the Bay Area. I've heard about you. I didn't know you were from my hometown, bro, or you now live in my hometown. And,
yeah, I'm from Richmond, actually. I'm from Richmond.
Okay. Yeah.
I want to put Richmond on the map. I've been watching Facebook lately, and everybody's been claiming their city. I'm so Richmond. So I am so Richmond.
Richmond, the Bay, Oaktown, all those areas over there. So, you know what, Eric, you've been doing this for a while, man, and you are really starting to at this stage of the game, you're really starting to take off now. You've got your own project, but you play with some great players. One of my favorite funk bands of all time, Confunction. I want to start off now talking a little bit about where you started off, because I don't know if you've had a chance to listen to a few of the shows. This is all about the people who are looking at making it in the business or are making it and want to see what's going on with other people. But it's all about the business. It's all about gear and gab with the people who define the biz. And I would consider you one of those players out there that are defining, the bass player who is the front man in the biz. So tell me, where did you start? How did this all get going? And we're going to kind of go from there.
Okay, well, I'll push through fast as I can. Let me go back as early as I was introduced. My grandfather, I was 7 years old. I just got home from baseball practice, so he got me a guitar, but it only had 3 strings on it. So so that was my very first ever performance, too, and he called me Eric. She put an S on the end of my name, so Eric, play for me. So I just picked the guitar up, and I was just mimicking bass lines I heard in my head. I listened to James Brown so much.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where it took off at. So I put it in a way I was more into sports than a lot of people thought I was going to actually be that baseball player. But I just got pretty much burnt out. I was in organized sports since I was 7 up until, high school. And I was scouted, but I just was burnt out from baseball. So then, I really picked up the bass in 10th grade. Then, moving on to play the bass. I was trying to play the guitar again, but me and this guy, we had a basketball challenge, so playing 21. So whoever would lose would have to play guitar and the other would play the bass. So I lost the game. So that told me I need to get away from these sports. I said, man, forget you, man. I'm going to start my own band. So that's when the bass kicked in. So that was 10th grade. Then that following, I guess that summer, I met Larry Graham. I played for his wife's sister's wedding.
Oh, wow.
16. I'm 16 now, so I'm looking at the founder of the Slap and Thump. And I said, wow. So I'm in awe that this man is watching. I had a Fender Jazz, and my mom had surprised me and bought me a Fender Jazz when I was in 10th grade because I didn't have a bass in 9th grade. I was so stubborn. The music teacher, he actually failed because I didn't want to learn another instrument. I wanted to play the bass. I didn't have a bass.
You sound like Bobby, man. Bobby I went to school with Bobby, man, and he had the same thing with our guitar teacher. The guitar teacher's like, you're never gonna make it, and look at where Bobby's at now. So.
Oh, I know. Bobby's a good friend. So actually, it's weird because being in that Sly Stone era, my mother met the bass player that was with Sly who replaced Larry Graham. His name is Rusty Allen.
Okay,
she told him to buy him a Fender Jazz. So she bought me a Fender Jazz, and man, I've been pretty much playing Fenders all my life. Actually, that first bass, I hated it. I traded it in. I hate to say this, but I got to put it out there. I traded it in for a PV bass, and I don't know if you remember the T40 basses.
I do.
The switches and knobs on it. I just wanted that. I said, man, I guess I was thinking Bootsy then.
Yeah. You got a country, right? Those 40s were meant for country, I think, right? Back in the day.
I played snowboard. A friend of mine had one, and I said, man, all the knobs. I just got 3 knobs. I wasn't happy at the time, but I didn't realize what I had for as a top line bass. So,
yeah, I can't even imagine what that bass is worth now, right?
I know. If I went full circle, so I've been playing Fender for the past 20 years now. So
wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's amazing. Now you've played in front of Larry Graham. That must have been hugely intimidating, though. Actually, at 16 years old, playing in front of the man who pretty much invented the musical style that Flea, that Marcus Miller, that Victor Wooten, that Nathan East, all these great players have emulated him, and you're there in front of him. How did that feel, bro? Were you nervous? Were you like, I'm a thump it?
No, I met him. I didn't meet him then, but I went to L.A. I had a little band. I was in this band because Larry Graham's a Jehovah's Witness. I was in this band. They were all Jehovah's Witnesses. So
okay.
I was the only outsider, I guess. It was like, so we went to Larry Graham's house. He lived in L.A. at the time. So we walked in. I got to meet him now. We had to take our shoes off. He had all white carpet. So I finally got to meet her. That's the same day I met Taste of Honey, Janet Johnson.
Yep.
And she's a lady bass player that's, Boogie Oogie. I said, wow, I met 2 of the famous bass players ever. So I was on cloud 9. So moving on, I moved to Japan in 94. I was on a compilation with Larry Graham and Stanley Clarke.
Okay.
So I'm just staying in this circle for some reason. A few years later, I auditioned for Sly Stone, so I was getting to do the Super Bowl halftime show with him. Then Sly Stone pulled the Sly Stone.
Oh, man.
It moved on from there. The next thing you know, Larry Graham was going to go back on tour. So his band that he's out with now, they're from Oakland, and I was the stand-in. He was never there. He watched us on Skype.
Okay.
Because he knew I play so much, I love Larry Graham because, man, I grew up with him, man. He came to my high school, Richmond High. I was in 11th grade, and he did a barrier tour of high school. So he played in our gym, and that was the convincing moment that I wanted to play bass guitar. So, I'm on his current album that's called Raised Up. He gave me much love, much credit. So, and to be acknowledged that he said I'm his favorite was so cool. He played it. He played at Yoshi's Oakland, Yoshi San Francisco, and he went off stage, and I came on. He introduced me, and I played we did a little Team Marie song before he went to change costumes.
Okay.
And then behind, on stage, he let everybody know this is, of all my bass sons, this is my favorite. So that was a humbling moment. So that was pretty cool.
That's an amazing story. But that's not where at all. You've like I said, you've played with Confunction, so many other players. We've got about 1 minute and 45 seconds left. Tell us about how you met with Michael Cooper. I guess that was a time when he was with Jay, right? When he went solo, and then you kind of transformed into playing with Confunction.
Yeah, that's when I met Michael. That's actually a couple of years before I was with a band called Radiance, where we're Quest Records, Quincy Jones, and
I remember the group, brother. We
started. Yeah, it was weird because I heard Bobby mention Mixed Company, and actually I was in that band before he was, and I played guitar. So the Radiance album came out, so I went back to Radiance because I had to show the loyalty to the band. Okay, our album's out now, so that's when Bobby he joined Mixed Company.
I Marty Hom. I was was there with Bobby at the time.
Yeah, Marty Hom gave me my first top 40 gig, actually. Yeah, but I'm moving on to Funk. Okay, he came to see Radiance where we're defunking, and I was on guitar. He didn't know I played bass. So he hired me as a guitar player for that year and a half. And 94, they put back the function together, and I said, Mike, I really play bass, And, he had like 2 or 3 other guys audition. I said, watch. Then 21 years later, I was still with them. It's fun. It's a big family of musical brothers. It's cool.
Yeah. It was. There's such a talented band, and like I said, for the seminal, 80s funk band, they just delivered it on all ends. But I love the ballads probably most of all. That's one of the things I love about them.
Not me. I love the folk songs we do.
Yeah.
When we do the slow songs, I say, oh, come on, I want to stop the bass.
Well, you are the bass player, so that's kind of how it goes. Hey, we're going to have to take a little commercial break. I want to say thanks to musicpower.com for always being there for us here. We're going to be back in about 3 minutes. Eric, oh man, this is great stuff. Hang on with us. We're going to be back to talk a bit more about what you've done, where you are, and where you're going.
Real good. I'll be there.
In a few short moments.
Thank you for listening to WS Radio. Improve your business and your life with useful information from experts and thought leaders. WS Radio is radio with ROI.
You may have heard me brag about Progressive Medical Center and just how much they've helped me with my health. And Dr. Goley, one thing that you have helped so many people with is migraines.
Unfortunately, there are millions and millions of Americans who are suffering with migraines and headaches, and they're debilitating because it affects the quality of their life, and they cannot function properly. At Progressive, we get to the root cause because we understand that migraines could be caused by nutritional deficiencies, hormonal imbalances, believe it or not, delayed food sensitivities. And once we determine what the real reason is, we put a plan of action together with medication that we get them off slowly, and we put them on an all-natural approach, and the results are amazing.
Incredible. I mean, there's so many people that can say they don't live their lives with migraines anymore thanks to Progressive Medical Center.
And that's what's exciting and rewarding to us as physicians, because we help our patients take control of their health, and that's why they're living well.
Why don't you get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today? Don't live in pain. Don't have migraines anymore. Just go to their website, progressivemedicalcenter.com.
This is your life. Live it well.
Your guy, Doug Young, here for Sports Squawk Saturday with your guy, Doug Young, here on WSRadio.com. Hear hot Charger talk from the biggest names in sports every Saturday here on WS Radio.
In the military, things can change in an instant. The Navy Mutual Aid Association, we understand, because it's our life too. That's why our dedication to serving the life insurance needs of our military veterans and their families is unrivaled. Navy Mutual offers superior life insurance protection without military service restrictions and limitations. A single focus on providing the peace of mind military families are looking for. That's what we do. Navy Mutual, insuring those who serve. Call 800-628-6011 or go to NavyMutual.org.
Do you want to be a professional coach? Are you in business trying to make a real difference with people you manage or work with? Have you started a coaching practice that isn't quite getting off the ground? Get the skills you need to be a successful coach today with the Coaches Training Program from Accomplishment Coaching. The Coaches Training Program will show you how to help others focus and be more fulfilled. Whether you want to improve your company's bottom line or create a thriving coaching practice, Accomplishment Coaching can give you the distinctions and practices you need to coach others effectively today. Accomplishment Coaching has spent 6 years developing a cutting-edge coaches training program that will have you ready to coach people professionally in just 12 months, and you don't have to take time off work to do it. To find out more about the coaches training program, just call 1-888-548-6813. That's 1-888-548-6813.
Talk to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome to the Changing Stage, music gear talk from the manufacturers and musicians who define the biz. Here's your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
We are in for the second segment of the Changing Stage radio show powered by WS Radio Networks, brought to you by MusicPower.com. And my name's Florentino Buenaventura, and we have Mr. Eric EQ Young back on with us. You there, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, righty. Hey, man, we were just getting some just great stories from you about growing up in the Bay Area and getting the chance to meet every bass player's hero, because I mean he's the father of modern day bass, I would say. Larry Graham, playing for Confunction. You're now there with Confunction and playing, and I know, like you being a Northern California boy, that was that was everybody's dream. So you're now living the dream, man. Tell us a little bit about that.
It's still fun. Confunction wrote the perfect song, fun. I still look forward to performing. It never gets old or boring. I love every part of it. There's a lot of behind the scenes for its travel. You got to get to the airport, red-eye flight, fly to the city, get to the hotel, you check in, you go do sound check, you go to the radio station. So you never really get to enjoy the city that you're actually in unless you're there for a couple of days, but usually the next day you have to be in another city. And we don't do tour buses, so we're at airports and hotels, venues. So we appreciate the people there. We try to meet as many as we can at the shows, but to see the city, we miss out a lot. We observe the culture and the way of living that they're actually in. We love going to the South. It's different down there. It's just, it's so humbling. It's very genuine. They love live music. I noticed on each coastline who really appreciate live music, and Deep South, the Midwest, they really enjoy that live banging of the drum,
Yeah. I would say, I think both coasts, they have a tendency to be all about, at least club side DJ culture. Obviously, Confunction's playing, you're not playing clubs anymore. You guys are definitely doing, big shows. But, I would agree that, I would say the South and the Midwest, where people, they want that real, the real. So. Yeah.
Even in the UK, even in Japan, we go to Japan yearly, and they love the live music. They know our music better than us. They know the words better than us. It's funny. And they can't speak our language, but they know every word on the record.
Oh, amazing. That's awesome. So what's your favorite country to play in?
Actually, I would say Japan.
Japan?
And I had the pleasure of living there for 2 years. It was a cool experience, the way they live and how hard they work. They get paid once a month. I can't imagine waiting for my check once a month. And I said, wow, you have to work a month and a whole to get. I said, this is crazy. But they paid the musicians weekly. And my first job over there, I went over there with another band from Questwork that's called Force One Network. They had a song under the Boys in the Hood soundtrack.
Okay.
Yeah, and Bobby was part of that too. And let's see. And we toured Japan for 3 months. And I had just when I got back, then my marriage had fell apart. So I said, let me get out of the country. So I moved back to Japan and worked there for two 2 years, and my first gig was a singing gig, and that was so funny because all these singers auditioned for the Japanese mafia type of club. So,
oh wow!
And these guys were actually singers. I'm not a singer, and they knew that. I went up there. I think I saw Let's Go Tonight, Earth, Wind and Fire, and I did Johnny Gill, My. So I just put on the show, you know.
Yeah.
So they said, a Japanese guy, he said, we want you to work in our club. He said, you're no singer, but you got hot. I said, I take that. He said, you must learn Japanese. So I studied Japanese. I learned the language, and and I was able to run a lot of clubs over there. I was able to bring in musicians from out of state. I put this group from Atlanta called AOC.
Oh, yeah.
I put it in. Yeah, and we stayed there and worked the circuit down in Roppongi, Tokyo area. So it was fun. And that's when I did the compilation with Larry Graham and Stanley Clarke.
Oh.
It was the album's called Bass Scream. It's weird how they spelled it, but yeah.
That's amazing. The fact that you were, you're up there with those guys, they're really heavily seasoned, and with Larry and Stanley, man, that's awesome. So you've played with some other folks too. We've talked about Confunction, we talked about some of the groups. Who are some of the other players you've played with?
Let's see. I started with Dad's band in '95.
Whip, all right. Yeah.
Yeah, Mary Jane Girls. I do shows with them. Yarple and Peoples.
Don't Stop the Music.
One show. Yeah, I did one show with George Clinton, so I could say I did get the Pete Funk in this bit. Then, man, Barcade, Sherelle, Alexander O'Neill.
Okay.
Yeah, those pretty much the ones I actually played with. I did a lot of shows with others, but yeah, those are the main ones I actually played with.
That's some classic funk with the FONK.
Yeah. And it's a trip because I'm a fan. We grew up watching, listening to that music. I'm 79 graduate. So these are my, I admire these people now. They're my peers now. They turn into friends. I say, wow, this is how they welcome me into the family like that. It's so cool. Yeah,
and I was just talking with my producer and Marty, the owner of More Bassist, about how small this world really is, and it's amazing. Like I said, when we chatted online, I had no idea that you were you were from lived in Sacramento. So it's kind of cool, and talking with people that are like with the people that I know through Bobby and that I've met that I didn't realize were connected with Bobby. So it's kind of a funny world. Now, this is not the only thing you do, though. You're not just a sideman. You actually have your own project, and you're doing your own tours, and you released a song that got a Grammy nod. Is that not correct?
Yeah. Actually, two of my songs got a Grammy nod. This past 2013, and my CD had just came out that September. So, I was honored just to get the recognition, putting in the work. I say, wow, a Grammy nomination. If I could add that to my title now. But, I don't trip on that. I just want to be recognized, for what I do. And I love to write music. People ask me, how do I classify my music? I say, I let you do that because I write so many different styles,
Yeah.
People say I'm funky. I say, okay, I'm funky, but I got another side of me. I write mid-tempo ballads. I have a lot of message songs. Yeah. And I just write about reality, what's going on in the world today. I just wrote a song. It's called My Everything. I was watching a reality show. Keisha Cole, actually. She had a reality. And her husband was going through and they couldn't communicate. And I wrote a beautiful ballad out of there. I should send it to you. Let you hear it.
I'd love to hear it, man. I'd love to hear it. You know what is it about bass players? Like you said you love to play the funk with Confunction, but Larry Graham's biggest song of all time is One in a Million You. If you listen to that song and you listen to Larry Graham, the One in a Million Years, like the classic, like bass, ballad, where he's bass voice ballad. I don't even know if he's playing bass on it because it's all just about that bass voice. You write a lot of ballads. Where does that come from? Where's that passion?
A lot of ballads, and I guess that's why he looks at me like this. And man, you remind me so much. Cause I sing in my songs. I let him hear my stuff that I'm doing. And I do a lot of ballads, and I'm trying to to make another wedding song like he did. You know, I'm trying to make that universal, timeless song. So being the bass player, he don't practice, you know, and he let me know I don't practice. I just play. And I got that nature too. I'm so used to the people think it's pressure, but it's not pressure. But I go play and sit in and do a lot of these artists I mentioned. We had no rehearsal. You just show up into the gig. So you know, you just do your homework. So all these artists I play with, there's never rehearsal. You know, it was always you know your stuff or you know get off the stage.
Oh, hey, tell me about it, man. That's one thing I think the young people don't realize today is that you know. It's about exactly what you said, about putting in your homework or doing your homework, putting in the time, woodshedding it, getting prepared, you know, before you get even into the rehearsal. If you're going to do that, if you can rehearse or get on stage, just be prepared and have that professional, mantra about you when you're kind of going there. And, you know, it's, you know, refreshing for you to say that because we do have a lot of younger listeners that are trying to figure out how to make it in this business. And, you know, we've got about a minute left. What would you like to tell these young people on what they should look forward to and what they should prepare themselves for?
They should prepare themselves for no's. They're going to hear a bunch of no's, and you know, even close people in the family say, "No, you can't do this. You know, this is not worth pursuing." But if they have an inner gift, you can see it if a child is gifted or not. I really do think that. I'm working with a couple of young girls right now. They're 11 and 13, and they're multi-talented, and you can just see the passion. So you could tell. But, you know, you're going to hear a bunch of no's and saying that you can't do this, you can't do that, or you can't make it at that. I've been doing this all my life. Like, since I got out of high school, my first job, I was living in Hawaii, 18.
Wow.
You know, playing music. I said, this was crazy. You know, so it was like, it never gets old to me. You know, I appreciate the travel, but it's nothing like coming home. I tried living in the South. I lived in Atlanta. I'm a California boy all the way. So there's nothing like home. I lived in Japan. I went from one coast to another.
I hate to interrupt you, brother. We got the music coming on. We're going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back. This is The Changing Stage with Eric E.Q. Young. This is Florentino, powered by the WS Radio Network and brought to you by MusicPower.com.
Do you want to be a professional coach? Are you in business trying to make a real difference with people you manage or work with? Have you started a coaching practice that isn't quite getting off the ground? Get the skills you need to be a successful coach today with the Coaches Training Program from Accomplishment Coaching. The Coaches Training Program will show you how to help others focus and be more fulfilled. Whether you want to improve your company's bottom line or create a thriving coaching practice, Accomplishment Coaching can give you the distinctions and practices you need to coach others effectively today. Accomplishment Coaching has spent 6 years developing a cutting-edge coaches training program that will have you ready to coach people professionally in just 12 months, and you don't have to take time off work to do it. To find out more about the Coaches Training Program, just call 1-888-548-6813. That's 1-888-548-6813.
Love to read but just don't have the time? With Audible.com, you can catch up on reading simply by listening. Audible has the largest collection of digital audiobooks, over 85,000 titles in every genre. Listen to a bestseller on your iPhone, BlackBerry, Android smartphone, or one of 500 other compatible devices. Visit audible.com/WS Radio today and get a free audiobook when you try Audible free for 14 days. That's audible.com/WS Radio.
You've heard me bragging about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me feel so much healthier. But one thing, Dr. Agoli, that a lot of people come to you with is just unexplained pain. They just can't get any relief. Why can Progressive Medical Center's Pain Management Center help them?
First of all, we have to acknowledge that pain is for real, and you've got acute pain and chronic pain. Here's the problem. That acute pain turns to chronic, which is long-standing, and no one's getting to the root cause. There's several key diagnostic components that help us get to the root of what's causing this pain. Is it inflammation? Once we do a thorough evaluation to get to the root cause, determine if it's structural or if it's a metabolic issue. And this way, we put an individualized program for pain management involving correcting the spine, using certain injections when necessary, and we get our patients out of pain quicker quicker and they stand in pain because we teach them how to live their life well.
Don't let yourself live in pain any longer. Get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today at progressivemedicalcenter.com.
Progressive Medical, this is your life, live it well.
When it comes to printers, Canon technology has changed the way images and text are put to paper. Canon's laser beam printer technology has redefined both color and black and white printing standards in over 80% of the world's laser printer. Canon's bubble jet printing technology has completely revolutionized color printing by consistently delivering new innovations from personal use and home office businesses to corporate solutions. Canon printers have the technology and reliability you're looking for. Learn more at Canon.com.
Talk to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome to the Changing Stage, music gear talk from the manufacturers and musicians who define the biz. Here's your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
This is the third segment of the Changing Stage radio show, powered by WS Radio Networks and brought to you by the musicpower.com folks, where real musicians help you with real gear. And we've been talking with Eric EQ Young. We've been talking about where he started from, what he's been doing. He's given some great advice to the young folks. I kind of want to talk a little bit about where you're at right now and then where you're headed to. What are some of the things, touring and stuff like that, and then kind of jump into gear, because we are about gear, and we want to find out a bit more about your passions for Fender, and see if our co-host here, Marty Moore from Moore Basses, can pick your brain a little bit about what you love about gear. So let's start off first with what are you doing right now, and where are you headed to with your current projects?
Right now, we're shooting a new video. I have a new single coming out. It should be out the end of August, actually. I'm shooting a new video, and a lot of things are going on. The Functions, we're finally releasing their new song August 11th. It's called Just It's Your Night, real funky song.
Yeah.
I just played on Club Nouveau's new CDs, so that's been exciting. It's be involved in different projects, but I am in the studio remixing one of my songs too. So actually, people are like the Never Stop, so we're going to put a remix on that, and that's the one that got the Grammy nod. So
awesome!
UK are asking for a remix, so we're going to work with a DJ this time. But I am recording a new project as well. I got a new single on my new CD that's coming out soon. It's called Keep It on the One. It's real funky.
I can't wait to hear, bro. You gotta send it on through, man.
Man, I got a lot of tracks. I got a lot of songs ready. Okay, but let's move into the gear, man. People always trip on my sound. They say, man, your tone is so pure and clean, but you have that low end and you have the cut, and I thrive on that. I learned, I guess, watching the way Larry runs his amp, the way he sets his EQ up and everything. So I learned that I have to get that thickness to where you feel it in your chest. People say your bass sounds great. Yeah. And I don't use many pedals as Larry, but I do use pedals from Boss. It's ME50B.
Okay.
And I don't use it for a lot of things. I just I'll share my little secrets. I'll put a little octaver on it and a little flanger, and that's what gives my tone. So everybody knows my tone. I'll go on Guitar Center. I'll pick up a Fender Jazz, and they can tell that's me over there playing. It's funny. I walk the store, but that gives me my tone, and I use, I guess, a lot of GK. GK has been there for me. I never was endorsed, officially with the full endorsement. They gave me good deals and everything. But I really like playing with them, and Aguilar has been showing me love on the road as well, because I don't have to bring anything. It's always on the rider. So whatever I order, it's like a menu. So but I never pursued an endorsement. I never got into that. I always missed the NAMM show. I'm always on the road. And this year, the understand what's going on, but I was across the street over at the Grammy Awards.
Yeah, right. Hey, you know, I probably would take a Grammy over going and check out a couple
I had to go rub elbows with those people, you know.
That's definitely that's awesome, man. So tell me a little bit about the gear. What's your bass of choice? You talked about that Fender Jazz that you used to have, and I know somewhere out there it's still playing somewhere, you know, with the spirit of you involved with it. What's your bass right now, choice?
Fender Jazz right now, and actually,
still Fender Jazz.
I'm Fender Jazz for the past at least 20 years now. I've been playing this Getty remodel, and the neck. I love the neck because it's a maple neck. It's so fast. I look for a fast neck. I like a thin neck, so it has a thinner neck over a precision, you know, made by Fender. But I like the thinner neck. So I've been trying. Actually, this company got at me. They're making a new bass, and it's supposed to have all these electronics, and they want me to check it out. So I said, I'll try it out, but I never really went after trying to endorse somebody's product.
Yeah. So it was a passive. You're using the passive jazz, I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So Marty Moore, the luthier and owner and maker of Moore basses, he has a couple of questions he wanted to ask you about your choice in basses and what kind of things you're looking for.
What kind of sound is it that you typically go for?
Oh man, it has to have that growl. You know, when you pull that E string, when you're sliding it, you got I like the it's just a big rumble.
So kind of slightly more aggressive kind of sound to it. Yeah.
And I like the mid range. I love adding a low mid to give it a nice big cut. And like I said, I use my pedal and I put just a touch of octave on it just to give that G string a bigger sound, and I just add a touch of flange just to make the speakers bounce a little bit. But yeah, I don't add too much. I'll throw my fuzz in there when I'm doing my Larry Graham moments, but I just keep a flange and octave on my bass, on my tone, and I keep everything flat on the amp. I just let my bass work for a tone.
Yeah, I've always said that a lot of these guys are out there and they're just looking for that magic tone or whatever. And I've always thought to myself that, it's like 45% the bass, another 45% your rig, I'm sorry, take that back. It's like about 20% the bass and the other 20% is your rig, and then the last 60% of it there is all in the hands. It's all with the person.
It's all with the person. It's all with your monitor guy. Because I don't like to run the bass mix loud on stage. I like to have it in the side field. Of course, the drummer needs to hear me. And we always put it in. Oh, I put it in my way. So I always had almost like a quad sound. That's right. I got my amp sound. I got the side field, and I got the wedge. So everything should be in my face, but it's not a loud sound. It's real full.
I want to remind my producer here. He's my guitar player. I play bass too, Eric. So remember that, Paul. I want to surround the band.
Surround bass amps on all sides.
I'm serious. It's a beautiful mix. I'm telling you.
Yeah. So you had some more questions, Marty?
It's as far as the bass itself. I mean, I know you play Fender Jazz bass. Is there anything in particular that you don't like about the design of that bass, as from a functional standpoint, not so much from a sound standpoint?
Or maybe change, yeah.
Let's see. Well, I used to play Music Man, and cause I thump like that, play like a Lewis Johnson slap. So I do a lot of thumping, and I just needed that space that the Music Man had, but it was so heavy.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that you bring that up, because I played a Music Man Sterling, and in the beginning, and when the neck on my bass is kind of modeled slightly on that, but I know what you're saying about the whole weight thing. And,
the weight. I had the Cutlass model, had the graphite neck, so there was no dead spots on the neck, but I just got tired of that tone. It just reminded me of Lewis Johnson tone. I said, I could get versatile tones out of this Fender. I really don't like active basses that much. It's a lot of power. Like I play Marcus Miller basses. has a lot of power and just too much power. Sometimes it's like that natural wood, just let me add the extra instead of that. You're going to get that boost. You get that switch, and it's just super power. That's cool for some bass players, but I'm a pocket player. I like to play in the pocket. I like to play funk, so I don't look for the extra bite. I'm not a lead bass player. There's a lot of solo bass players. I'm the one who just like to let them groove.
Yeah, one of my personal bass that I play, which is a prototype of one of mine. It has two Bartolini jazz pickups in it, and it's got a volume knob and a balance knob. That's it. There's no other electronics in it at all. And I
went on your website too. Your basses look good. I said, "Wow, long neck. Is it extra?"
No, it's a standard 34-inch scale, 24 frets.
Okay, cool.
And as a matter of fact, that bass with the little funky scroll on it. Is the one
I saw that. That's different.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. In my opinion, that's the best one I've made so far. Sound-wise, I love the sound of that bass.
And he won't let it out of his possession either.
I know what you mean. It's like you get that one that just feels like butter in your hands and everything that you need. I said, man, I'm still searching. I'm never locked down, but I just never found something that's going to make me put this down right now.
I tell you, one of the great things, or I should say one of the things that I've tried as much as I possibly can when I design a bass and build it is going back to the whole Music Man Fender. I played an Alembic bass also for a number of years, and I tell you what, it was like having a boat anchor strapped around your neck.
I believe it.
So all of my basses, I try to, as much as I possibly can, to keep the weight down on them. And so far, I've done pretty good at that. I've been able to keep it right around the 7.5 pound range.
Mm-hmm. Can I ask you a question? Because I never...
Well, hold on, Eric, keep that thought, because we're going to come back to the next segment. We've got a commercial break coming out right now, so sorry about that, brother. We will be back.
All good.
We'll be right back in about 3 minutes, folks. We're going to be talking more about basses and gear and all that fun stuff, and we're going to be talking about more basses, because I'm in love with them, and I think everyone should be. This is Florentino on the Changing Stage, powered by WS Radio Networks and brought to you by MusicPower.com. We'll be right back for the fourth segment here in a very short moment or two.
You've heard me talking about Progressive Medical Center. They have helped me feel my best. And Dr. Goli, tell us a little bit about integrative medicine. Why is that such a big deal at Progressive Medical Center, and how can that make me feel better?
Integrative medicine is just good medicine. It's combining the best of traditional medicine, nutritional medicine, natural medicine, and really helping the patient get to the root cause so they can take control of their health and really make an impact to improve not only their energy, their vitality, and just their overall outlook on their health and their life.
I procrastinated for a long time before I finally made an appointment. So why should someone not delay and go ahead and get set up and come see you guys?
Any journey begins with that first step, and that first step means making a decision to recognize that there's something wrong with you. Whether you have fatigue, inappropriate weight gain, not sleeping well, not concentrating, all of these issues, you can get to the root cause.
So many of us here at The Fish have gotten help from Progressive Medical Center. So why don't you find out more from them today? Go to ProgressiveMedicalCenter.com.
This is your life, live it well.
Thank you for listening to WS Radio. Improve your business and your life with useful information from experts and thought leaders. WS Radio is radio with ROI. Connected World Magazine is dedicated to reporting on the next generation of M2M and connected devices. Subscribe today for only $12.97 at connectedworldmag.com/subscribe. Written for the fast-paced, device-enthused individual or business, Connected World Magazine provides unique insight and analysis to all things connected. Subscribe today for only $12.97 at connectedworldmag.com/subscribe. Connected World. Living the connected life has never been easier.
Small businesses are the lifeblood of America's economy. Every Thursday, SBA Radio interviews industry professionals and is dedicated to provide small businesses with timely insights and innovations. Visit www.sbaradio.us for details.
I have some good news for a change. With the stressful times upon us, having a regular glass of wine has proved in many studies to reduce stress. Want some more stress-relieving tips? VinVillage.com is an exciting new social organization connecting wine lovers around the country with an exclusive local and online wine lifestyle experience. Vin Village members can meet others online and in person, attend wine dinners and tastings, participate in forums, blogs, and wikis, purchase limited and exclusive wines, even create your own wine. You heard me. Create your own wine. And best yet, membership is free. So reduce some of the stress and have some fun. Join now and connect with thousands of other like-minded wine lovers. To learn more, go to vinvillage.com. That's www.vinvillage.com. Vin Village is where wine lovers connect.
Talk to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome to the Changing Stage, music gear talk from the manufacturers and musicians who define the biz. Here's your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
That's right. This is the fourth segment of the Changing Stage radio show powered by WS Radio Networks and brought to you by MusicPower.com, where real musicians help you with real gear. And we have both Marty Moore of Moore Basses on, as well as Eric E.Q. Young, my brother from my old hometown of Sacktown. The conversations has been just phenomenal. We keep getting interrupted by these commercials. You got to pay the bills though, right? Eric, you had a question that you were starting to ask Marty before we went to a commercial break. Go ahead and shoot that one.
Yeah, Marty, my question is regarding the necks. I mean, what is your favorite? Do you prefer the rosewood over the maple? I just seem to, I always had the rosewood neck. I did the graphite neck, but I have this maple neck now on my Fender, and it just seems so fast to me. Do you have a preference?
Typically speaking, I always use quarter sawn maple, figured maple for the neck itself. And then the fretboards, most of the basses that I have now, I've either used Palafaro, which is a type of rosewood, or Cocobolo, which is an extremely hard, dense kind of rosewood. I experiment with different types of fretboards. I'm not really committed to any one thing. I do hear. I haven't heard so much difference in tonal qualities as far as fretboard woods go, but definitely body woods. I have two walnut basses that I've built. Both of them have maple backs on them. But the two types of walnut are very different. One's kind of airy and very light, and the other one's a little heavier and a little denser sounding. And those two basses, they're both Calero walnut, and they sound completely different from each other.
I was asking, man, have you ever, sand the back of your neck? Do you believe in that? Sanding the back of the gloss that's on your neck already?
I use, all I do is I polish the wood. I sand up to about 12,000 grit, and then I use just a straight oil finish. I don't use any polyurethane, no lacquer, no anything.
Okay, I was looking at the shape of your basses too. I mean, because I'm a thumper. Would it be good for that? I mean, because I like to thump.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm a bass player as well, so I came from that school, Stanley Clark and everybody else. But I've got no problem with them. There's a nice distance between the front pickup and the end of the neck there, so you've got plenty of room to get your fingers in there, and they sound great. I'm loving them.
Yeah, in fact, Eric, I want to bring this up. Marty graciously has provided me with one of his basses to show to all the people that I know and to play around, because I play as well. And I'm like you. I'm nowhere near the virtuoso that you are, but I'm a pocket player as well. And I found that I've played this bass versus playing some high-end F basses and Federa, as well as playing. I have a GNL, I have a Schecter, and I have a Jazz, and I find this one gives me the best mix for thumping as well as really fast, finger playing. So that's one of that's one of the things I fell in love with the bass, because it's a really thin neck. Whereas with my jazz bass, it's so thin. Sometimes I can't get my finger in to do the up pluck on the thumb, because I'm a big boy, so my hands are kind of big as well, as way of girth. So this one, even though the neck is as thin as the jazz, the way he spaced the strings, I'm able to get in there towards the bridge and really kind of get that up thump as well as the down thump.
Yeah, that's my concern, because I'm handicapped with my thumb. I broke my thumb when I was 7.
Oh, wow.
So it doesn't bend like the normal bend everybody. My left hand does. I wish I was left-handed, but my thumb is straight ahead. So I pretty much slap on the down. It's like, for me to do the uplift, it's kind of hard because my thumb is weak. And then I dislocated again playing basketball in '94 over in Thailand.
Oh, man.
So this thumb has been through it. So I learned my lesson there. Only sports I play now is Xbox.
Which still requires you to use the thumb mostly.
I know.
That's pretty funny, man. Yeah, so, Marty's had some great things happen recently. You've got a national distributorship online with musicpower.com. Is that not correct, Marty?
Yes, I do. They've been gracious enough to pick up my basses and are selling them online and here locally in San Diego.
Yeah. So if you're listening in San Diego, Guitar Trader has the San Diego exclusive at this particular point for more basses. You can go there anytime. There's some incredible 4-strings that are there. I've got one of those. I actually gave the name to the one I have, which it's called Rebel Lady, because it's just got some different character. It's got like a racing stripe. It's a little sassier than most basses I've seen out there, and it's got that growl for you, Eric. I mean, I wish you were here right now. I've got it here.
Man, that gives me a reason to come to San Diego. I have a brother live down there. I can stop by.
Bro, you got to come on and be on the show and play something for us over here. That would be awesome.
Oh, I'd love to. I can make that work. Yeah, I got frequent flyer miles.
Oh, I would imagine so, man. Come on down, bro. Come out to, bring the band. I know we didn't really touch base on the band, but you got some incredible members of the band. Bring them down, man. We would love, we'd love to have you all down. And then, one of the other things that, Marty's doing, he's actually, well, you've been a 4-string player, right? Predominantly. So you've made the basses to suit your taste.
Absolutely. I played 6-string for a little while, but mainly just 4.
But because
me too. I went to the 5. I tried that. I'm a 4-string guy all the way.
Yeah, I tried it for a while, and it absolutely is totally a personal taste kind of type thing. I mean, there's no definitive plus or minus to it at all. So I don't want anybody to think I'm ragging on them because they're a 5-string player or whatever. It's to each his own or whatever. But 4-string bass is what I started out on. I love the instrument, and I've personally haven't seen the need for the 5th string ever. And when I was playing the 6th string, I hardly ever used the low B string anyway. Having the C up on top was kind of cool. Having a little upper range up there to go to, but the low B, I just didn't find myself using it.
But you've gotten a lot of requests for 5 strings. In fact, we've got a prototype here in the studio that we're going to take some pictures of and put it up online on Facebook. So you're actually moving to a line of 5 strings, not correct?
Yeah. When I did Bass Player Live last year, the exposure was great, and I got lots of great compliments about my basses. Everybody was like, "Oh man, they're fantastic. I love the way it plays. When you gonna make a 5-string? When you gonna make a 5-string? When you gonna make a 5-string?" So I took the first half of this year. Well, it took me the first half of this year, I should say. I came up with a couple of prototypes. I had a few people try them out and stuff, and I kind of settled on a neck profile and a body style And so that's what I'm in the middle of right now. I'm building five string basses right now.
And we're pretty excited about that. It's amazing watching this process. And Marty came on the show a little while ago, and I just fell in love with the basses, and we've been working ever since to kind of get these, his line to get recognized. There's a few, definite key players out there that are really in love with these basses, and I think people are going to start seeing them more and more. I was just saying that I see Marty being the Paul Reed Smith of basses here in the very near future. Man, this has been too short, guys. We are running out of time. Eric, man, brother, it's been a joy getting to know you here. I feel like we've known each other for ages. I want to have you back sometime when you have the new album. Come on back on the air. Come down, man. We'd love to have you down.
I sure will.
Marty, you'll definitely be back here again in the near future. This is the Changing Stage radio show. We want to thank everyone for listening. MusicPower.com, you guys are just so awesome. And WS Radio Network's powering this all up. Florentino saying, till next time.
Progressive Medical.
Hey, this is Heidi Rue, and Progressive Medical Center has literally changed my life and my health, but I'm not the only one. Adele suffered from bone deterioration, bone overgrowth, profound muscle discomfort, physical exhaustion, and mental fog. In fact, the bone deterioration became so serious that she had to have back surgery. Well, after the surgery, she still didn't feel well, and so that's when she heard about Progressive Medical Center. Progressive Medical Center discovered that her adrenals weren't working properly, her hormones were out of whack, and the drugs she had been taking were doing more harm than good. Adele came into Progressive Medical Center in a walker, physically and mentally exhausted. But now she's a world traveler. She hikes and walks several miles a day, and it's all thanks to Progressive Medical Center. 770-676-6000. 770-676-6000.
Progressive Medical. This is your life. Live it well.
Take a break from politics. Tune in and learn something. WS Radio shows are worth your time and are filled with tips and advice. Add us to your lunch routine, and we'll give you a meal for your mind. Connected World Magazine is dedicated to reporting on the next generation of M2M and connected devices. Subscribe today for only $12.97 at connectedworldmag.com/subscribe. Written for the fast-paced, device-enthused individual or business, Connected World Magazine provides unique insight and analysis to all things connected. Subscribe today for only $12.97 at connectedworldmag.com/subscribe. Connected World. Living the connected life has never been easier.
Do you want to be a professional coach? Are you in business trying to make a real difference with people you manage or work with? Have you started a coaching practice that isn't quite getting off the ground? Get the skills you need to be a successful coach today with the Coaches Training Program from Accomplishment Coaching. The Coaches Training Program will show you how to help others focus and be more fulfilled. Whether you want to improve your company's bottom line or create a thriving coaching practice, Accomplishment Coaching can give you the distinctions and practices you need to coach others effectively today. Accomplishment Coaching has spent 6 years developing a cutting-edge coaches training program that will have you ready to coach people professionally in just 12 months, and you don't have to take time off work to do it. To find out more about the Coaches Training Program, just call 1-888-548-6813. That's 1-888-548-6813.
Hi, this is Felix Taverna, host of Race and Sports Radio. Join our cast and crew every Saturday and Sunday right here at WSRadio.com, beginning at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern. Race and Sports Radio.